At first, I guess there was just Grimes. I don't technically have control of her narrative anymore. You know, she very much exists in pop culture now. Grimes, as one person, cannot represent more than a couple ideas. That's why I started developing some of the other characters, like really abstract from like who I am or how I am. You can start being an actor and like start like adding in more voices and start realizing that you don't just have to like, not everything just has to fully reflect you. The art angels are the face of it. We're more like superheroes, more like villains. They are the performers, and like I'm a producer, writer. So much of my music is just like against like the people who are trying to take it away from me. I guess overall tone is sort of like, I guess aggressive being the word, either like aggressively angry or aggressively stoked, or you have to push people and you have to become aggressive or you can't get your way. But you know, I'd constantly be getting emails from like producers and stuff being like, I'd love to like work on some tracks on your album. And it's just like, you know, that's like me like saying to you guys like, hey, can I film this interview for you? Or can I like do your interview for you or something? You know, it's like people just offering to do your job all the time. And it's just like, it's like infuriating. I mean, even just to get to the point where I could like produce my own record and have everyone fuck off and not like give me shit for it, you know. Just let me do my fucking job. Like, why else am I here? Like, I don't want to be just like the face of like this thing that I built. I want to be the person who built it. But just realizing there's no one who's going to take control over this besides me. Like, if I want this to run smoothly and I want this to happen, then I just have to like, you know, tell people what I want and what I need, which used to be really hard for me. I didn't want to put something out that wasn't like a full transition into the contemporary version of Grimes. I basically toured the world since Visions. I learned how to perform, I learned how to sing. Just doing like a full pop show just like feels weird, so I started, you know, just screaming a little bit, and then I started screaming a lot. Pan is a Taiwanese rapper. You know, I sent her some weird song that sounded like kind of like Pantera with beats. And I was like, do you want to work with me on this? Hey.
I'm curious about how did you find my music?
One of my friends actually found it and sent it to me. And I thought it was like, I just hadn't ever heard anything that sounded like it before. When I was like finishing my album, I like really wanted a rapper, but I wanted like the most crazy thing I could find. I feel like your rapping is very aggressive.
Usually I play just myself.
Cool.
And my controller, and sometimes some samplers, and I think you just do like that.
Yeah, I think it's like a similar, yeah, like Alone, and then like, yeah, MPCs and Looper and stuff like that. How, when you play shows, do people dance, or is it more like...
Yes, I think they will dance. But sometimes they just stand there and they stare at me.
It's the same for me. Sometimes they dance and sometimes they just stand and stare. Do you have a job besides music?
I'm also a teacher, and I help children to write stories. So that helps me a lot because I always inspired by the children.
Do you show them your music?
No! That's weird!
There's a point when everything is so digital that you stop. It feels less like tangible and less real. Real instruments just kind of presented a challenge to me. You can start taking more risks tonally and sonically. Process is as important as like the final product, and I think like the fact that I'm not a super proficient guitar player or violin player or whatever is kind of important. It's the first time that I've had the budget or the like skill set to actually like reference any of the music I actually grew up on. like in one of these songs, you know, it's like the guitar sound, it's like the same guitar sound as like a perfect circle. And so it's like it conjures all these ideas. It's like that whole lineage of music, and then like every sound and every color and every visual has like a giant like connection to human history that just goes back like thousands of years. You can't just like erase that stuff and pretend it doesn't exist. That visual and that sound just like means all these things, like whether you want it to or not. It's been really fun to just kind of have the world at my fingertips.